Hey guys, greetings from South Florida and welcome. And this morning we had lots of good stuff going on. So markets behaved pretty predictably. We thought that this morning's move to the downside was going to reverse higher. That's because we got down under second support, which is generally speaking a very good place when it happens right around the open to anticipate that you're going to have a reversal in the other direction. Julie talked about that in the first hour trading pit. We were focused on that in our own trading, and hopefully you were focused on it as well, that the trend was very, very likely going to be the upside. That meant sitting on your hands for a lot of the open. So you could be very agile, very nimble, and trade those downside moves if that's where you wanted to focus your attention. Or you could wait for the market to reverse, because once you have an overreaction move like that on the open, it's very, very hard to catch profitable trades right around the opening bell. Lots of volatility. The volatility is going to increase as a function of what just happened, vis-a-vis the open, and against yesterday's close and everything. That makes it tough, man. That makes it really, really tough to book a profitable trade in there. Things start looking like they're gonna run, and then they wind up reversing on you, and you think they're gonna run in the same direction that they opened, and then lo and behold, you wind up sitting on something that doesn't look so good and trying to dig yourself out of a hole over the course of the day, waiting 5, 10, 15 minutes for the trend to establish itself, to get a few bars in so that you can see sort of a longer move in the downward direction or in the upward direction. Gives you the opportunity to capitalize on what we like to capitalize on, which is trend moves, pullbacks, and confluence. Let's take a look at the charts. Here you see it. We have got, if I can get this one to open up a little bit, we've got the charts of the morning, and you can see here that we had this big move down on the opening bell on the triple Qs, followed by this extension move down below second support. Second support's this black line. And, these moves tend to reverse, especially on days where there's a lot of things going on that are positive, a lot of things going on that are negative on the upside, right? It all spells sit on your hands for a few minutes and wait to see where we go. And in this case, where we went was up. So all the geopolitical stuff could not overcome all the earnings stuff, and we had these big moves in the triple Qs, in the indices in general, that were pushing things higher and making it possible then to capitalize on a move to the upside. So focusing on the futures this morning, you could get profitable trades off on these things relatively easily on the pullbacks. And those pullbacks, what you were looking for was the confluence between your anchored VWAPs, your pullbacks to price support and resistance at these volume by price nodes. And so far, you have not had anything here that represents enough narrowing to be trend following, right? So this is what I was talking about yesterday. When the market goes and makes a big move like this, then what happens is the 2 standard deviation lines are going to widen on you. And when these guys start traveling apart, then you've got a lot of volatility that's implied in here, and you've got a very high probability that what you're going to have is a move that probably ticks into this band as it moves higher versus moving back towards the measure of central tendency. But the best trades have been in the moves that were traced. So the first one that I did actually in the NQ was a move that got up above here into 367.90, came down and just sort of kissed this pivot, and then we had 1, 2, 3 profitable trades in here that made for a pretty good morning. Small moves, so you're only talking about that distance there, 367.22 up to 367.90. You're booking a couple $100 at a time if you're doing just a contract or two, but it adds up, and you are facing very limited risk since you are moving your stop based on this volume node right below this first support level here. And you've got lots and lots of confluence in the form of your volume by price data, right, which is stacked up right there. Tells you that this node right here is going to be a very likely place that we see lots and lots of inflection. You can see, if you are following your fan of stochastics and all that, that we're tracking around the top. That says that the trend is very, very persistent and probably will remain persistent. We're on the right side of our volume weighted average price for the session. Everything spells trend move higher and says just keep watching for these retracements that get us into major support and resistance areas. For right now, I'm going to focus on this area right here. So the move from 368.76 up into 369.34, that's one that you can focus on in the NQ, or of course, if you want to jack up the size on your triple Q trades as opposed to waiting for a swing move on the triple Qs, then you can also go in there and scalp in there. So the earlier move that I was looking for on the Qs was from the retracement down into this zone up higher. That's more of an intraday swing move, and the risk on that one was tied back down in right around there. And if you were following that trade with me, then I would say at this point, let's move our stop up to 368.42 or so. All right, so that's the strategy right now. And as I said, try not to fight the tape, try not to fight what's going on. We've got lots and lots of stuff, big picture, that says that this stuff right here is going to continue happening, and that we're probably going to see an extension move higher. Look for retracements down into fib levels, look for retracements to these major support and resistance levels, and when everything lines up, I'm going to focus anyways on the long side of the trade. You can do what you want to do, but my best guess is that the smart money is going to focus on sticking with what's working and sticking with being very, very patient and waiting for things to pull back. Don't hop on in the middle of a trend. If you do that, especially in the futures, you're going to find yourself in a world of hurt before you find yourself profiting at all. All right, so that's it for today. Let's just stay focused on this stuff. Like I said, let's stay focused on the long side of the market. I think that's where the action is going to be. That's where the opportunity is going to be. There should also be opportunity in Meta, Microsoft, Tesla. Those same kind of a game plan, right? Just wait for them to pull in. Tesla's a little bit less correlated than Meta and Microsoft are to what's going on in the broader market. That one's got a mind of its own sometimes, so that'll give you the opportunity then, if you missed something in the others, to focus on what might be happening sort of on a delayed response. All right, you guys have a great trading day, and I will see everybody tomorrow.